Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Toon Review for this morning's Newcastle United news ahead of the huge game tonight at St James's Park as Newcastle United take on the Arsenal in the second leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final. Of course, Newcastle United leading 2-0 from the first leg. How are the nerves, everybody? That is the question. How are the nerves? Because it's going to be very much squeaky bum time from, well, I mean, look, it's already, I've seen lots of Newcastle United fans posting that the nerves have kicked in already. The worries, the butterflies, everything has started to get going. Newcastle United themselves have been posting out various things to get the fans going. Of course, Sam Fender's what is he plays? The sax player. He was filmed playing local hero, of course, up in the gods. That got the rumours going that Sam Fender may perform before the game tonight to get the crowd going. That isn't confirmed, by the way. That was just a few rumours kicking around on the internet. But look, whatever happens, it's going to be a brilliant atmosphere before the game tonight. We will try and give you that on Matchday Live as well. We start at 7:30, of course, with the kickoff being 8 o'clock tonight. So if you're not going to the game, please do join us for full commentary of the game right here. And we'll see if we can all celebrate getting to Wembley, because that is the goal. I am confident. I have to say, I've got up in a confident frame of mind this morning that we can go out and we can beat Arsenal, or at least draw, get a result, and that's when it all starts, isn't it? Let's book Wembley. Let's book London. Let's get the team there. Let's try and win a trophy and end this hoodoo that seems to be over our heads that's been there for quite some time. Still no news on Joe Linton, of course. Joe Linton is probably the major doubt for the game tonight, but it's also who he plays at centre-back. Now, I've read lots of journalist reports this morning. I think the Chronicle put together all their reporters and what they thought the team was going to be. A few of them went with Byrne and Shea, and a few of them have gone with Botman and Byrne. So, you know, again, this is what we faced last night, didn't we? When we did the preview, we put the odds, or we put a poll up for you guys to decide who would be where. What do you think we should have, a back four or back five? You guys went with the back four by about 11%. I think the winning margin was. But obviously, it's a big day tonight to see how Eddie chooses to go. Will he go with a back five if Joe Linton's not out? Because a few of the journalists did actually say that. Alex, of course, put that last night as his team. He put a back five, bringing Botman into the middle of Shea and Byrne, just to steady the ship a little bit, keep the door closed, and don't let Arsenal in. And I think that's the big thing for me. Don't let Arsenal in, and especially don't let Arsenal in early. We have to be at it from the second the whistle blows. We have to be on top. We have to get in their faces. Don't allow them to dictate the game to us. We've got to take the game to them. And we're capable of doing it. Absolutely we are. And we normally do. Let's be honest, guys. We normally do against the big sides. We normally keep the door closed. We normally play well, give them a fight, and let them know they've been in a game. And if those players come off after the game, knowing that they've done everything they can, and we've seen them do everything they can, then what will be, what will be. But we have a 2-0 lead. We just can't throw it away. Don't throw the work away that we did at the Emirates, because we worked really hard to get that result. And it's very important that we don't throw it away. From the Arsenal side, to be fair, from the Arsenal side, I've read loads of reports again this morning. I got up and I sort of sat there, had a cup of coffee, looking through all the news reports and seeing if there was any team news and things like that, or early team news. And of course, loads of the Arsenal side of things saying, oh, we're going to go up there. We're back. You know, we've thumped Manchester City. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Of course, Martinelli's quote saying they're going to come here and score 3, 4 or 5 goals. Well, I hope we're, you know, laughing in his face at the end of the game. Absolutely. Eddie Howe should actually put that on the dressing room wall before the lads go out tonight and just say, hey, there you go. There you go. just take that kind of thing. But we have to, the motivation has to be there, guys. We as a fan base, I'm sure we'll do all we can, whether we're cheering from the ground or whether we're cheering from home or the pub or wherever you're watching the game. The fact is, we will all be cheering the lads on massively. But how are you guys feeling? Kev says huge atmosphere and a strong attacking start is needed. Ivan says, hi, Paul, you're the best man to give a team talk today. I'd love to. But, says Kev, we should go at them just one goal and they need 4. We can't just invite them on for 90 minutes. Perfectly summed up, Kev. I would love to see us go out and take the game to Arsenal, not let them come at us. We expect Arsenal tonight to come out quickly, don't we? We expect them to come out the traps quick. They're 2-0 down. They need to get back in the game quickly. From my point of view, I think Arteta will want them to be back in the game early. They won't want to wait until later on in the game when it becomes a little bit of desperation and they have to throw everything off the bench and leave gaps in defence, because that's when we're clinical. So I think Arsenal will have to go for it from the off, which might just suit us. But we have to be, pound for pound, we have to be battling with them. Alexander says, I believe we need the left back and right back to be wingers in conversion and rotate the sides and stick the strong line with Tonali with the support down the centre and Miley to hold the midfield. Venomega says he's a little worried. We don't do too well against small clubs. Johnny B says this will be an all-out attack by Arsenal. Are we strong enough to hold out? Do we have depth of squad? I'm hopeful, but sadly I think not. Will be a hard night for us. Jordy B, come on. Come on, man. Let's be positive. Let's not even think that these guys are going to come to St. James's and take this away from us. It's not happening. Mark Wagstaff says, feeling positive and confident. Read a good story. Chronicle online about player reactions to the loss on Saturday. These players care and will be super motivated tonight. To be honest, Eddie Howe shouldn't have to motivate these players one single little bit in that dressing room tonight. Because I think from when they go out for warm-ups, they will see that the crowd are filling up. Newcastle have asked fans to get into the ground early, so there's a chance that when they're still on the warm-up, there's a lot of the fans in the stadium. They will feel that energy. And, if you're a player pulling on that black and white shirt tonight, there is no way on God's earth that you should need motivating for this. You should be ready to go and ready to go from the off. And I'd be very disappointed if I see players on there not at their peak motivation, because Eddie Howe shouldn't even have to say anything. He should just go in there and say, right, lads, the crowd are in, the crowd are up for it. They want this more than anything, and so do we. Go and do the job. Just go and do the job. Jan says, yet again, do not play out from the back. We are shite at it. Well, it depends who we've got there to play out from the back. Patrick Moore says, how are the lads? I'll be watching you on my telly here in Corsica. Julie J says, imagine Paul Gallant on his guitar. No. We talked about being motivated here, guys. If they come out at us, they will be left vulnerable at the back, and we will have them come on the tune. Mark's going 2-1 tonight. Liam's very confident. Mason says, if we score first, that's tie over. You know what, Mason? I tend to agree with you, bud. I think if we score first, that will just be a knife in the back of the Arsenal players, because they'll be very, very up for this game as well. No doubt about it. They'll be hugely up for the game. But so will we. And if we can grab that first goal and just kill the tie off, 3-0 up, that's a long ask for even a team like Arsenal to do, especially at St. James's Park under the lights. Now, yes, we haven't played too well in the recent Premier League games at St. James's Park. This is completely different, guys. This is back to the days of the Champions League under the lights. The previous Carabao Cup run that we had when we got to Wembley a couple of years ago. This is completely different from the Premier League. It's a one-off game. We're 2-0 up. We've got that cushion. We've got a cushion to build on. And I think we're good enough. The players certainly are up for this. We've seen it already, that posts online and stuff like that. So yeah, let's just see what we can do. How much was raised on the charity stream? Well, early indications. Now I don't have the ad revenue. But early indications are that I think the last total that I was given was £5,316. £5,316, guys, which is absolutely phenomenal. We've got the ad revenue. That normally takes a bit longer to come through. So we'll have a little bit, not a great deal more, but a little bit more to that. So we actually, we definitely hit the £5,000 target, which is phenomenal. I got quite emotional when I checked it last night. I was absolutely over the moon to actually get there. But it's not me, guys. It's you. You guys have done that. You've got us. You've got the charity stream was to aim for £5,000. We did it, and some after that as well. And it's all down to you guys out there. Every single one of you that donated, whether it be 99 pence to the phenomenal super chats that we got in, it's all down to you. So thank you so much, everybody. I will mention it again on tonight's show, obviously, when we'll have a lot more who are watching, but absolutely unbelievable. It is all down to you guys. So thank you so much. You are incredible. You're just absolutely incredible. Alex says, morning, Paul. I had a feeling before both the Bournemouth and Fulham games, feeling a score draw tonight and through to the final. Well, I hope you're right. I mean, that's all it'll need. Just a score draw or a draw. We are going to Wembley. And do you know what? I think the fact is that we have such this rivalry with Arsenal's kicked off in recent seasons, given what's gone on in the games between us, of course, and it's phenomenal. It's just really taken off, this rivalry, and we want nothing more now. I think there might be about 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 Arsenal fans at the game tonight, because obviously they get a bigger chunk of the with it being a cup game, but I just think it'd be fantastic if we rub it in their faces. I really do. The way they've twisted on. Somebody, there was an Arsenal fan commented on last night's show, after the show, funny enough, saying that, what is it? I'm always having to go at the Arsenal fans and things like that. And he'll be back tomorrow night to rub it in our faces that Arsenal are going into the final. So, they're all at it, guys. They're all at it. Crimson Lips says, I've read a lot of Arsenal predictions today, and they're saying 4-1, 5-1, 3-0. I hope we smash them tonight. Yeah, it's exactly what I'm talking about. The Arsenal fans have got this, just because they beat City, they think that they're going to turn up to St. James's Park and do the same to us. How many times I've read, oh, we're back. Yes, we're back. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Nick off. Not happening. Anselm and Emery got to get back to fast one-touch attacking instead of the tippy-tappy crap we've been doing in the last few games. 100%. I just want to see us get into the faces. That intense game that we play when we don't allow the opposition to have a lot of time on the ball. That's what I want to see from us today. Arsenal will try and pass the ball around as they do. They'll try and break quickly as they do. But I want to see every single one of the black and white shirts in their faces when they do have the ball. That's when we're at our best, when that intensity level is ramped up tenfold and teams find it impossible to play. Paul, can you have the crowd on? I can't, unless the actual feed gives you the option to have stadium noise only. I can't do that. I can't. I don't have the editing prowess to put the crowd noise on. And, of course, keep the commentary off. It's impossible for me to do that. And, of course, I'd get copyrighted for it, which means I'd have to take it out, which means the whole stream would be silent from then on. So, yeah, it wouldn't work. Sam Fender apparently doing a turn before the match. Yeah, said that before, Martin. It's interesting. Geordie Wayne, well, I hope you... When did you send that in? 11:40. Yeah, we did. We hit the target. We still haven't got a final number yet, but we are over 5. Back 5 asking for trouble as you are just surrendering the game to them straight away and hanging on for 90 minutes. Well, I mean, Alex did demonstrate last night on the graphic that, we could, there could be a way around it. Certainly if we go into an attacking mode, Lewis Hall could maybe cut in an attack from midfield, which would still leave Burn, Botman, Share, and whoever is playing at right back safe and sound. I would love to see Nobby Solano doing a trumpet version of Local Hero. Play our normal way, keep our composure, and pounce at the correct time. Come on, the Toon. I think that we've got to do that, haven't we? We've got to do that. We've got to do that. Thank you for all the thanks to for raising £5,000, but it was you guys that did it. You guys need to give yourselves a big round of applause. Joseph says the players will be in no doubt they will win. No motivation talks required. Good communication, yes. I feel confident for the boys. They don't have doubts like us fans. Big Dan Burn will do the bizzo. I'd love us to win and Dan Burn do his little dance in front of the cameras. It would be incredible. Incredible. Kev says, amazing. Some huge donations. It really is mind-blowing in a time where money is tight for many. Absolutely. You know what? I mean, the reason look, whatever we raised on deadline day would have been unbelievable anyway. You know, we put a $5,000 target on just so I can get an equal split across the charities. And that's why we went with a $5,000 total. But to be honest, if we'd raised $1,000 or $2,000, it wouldn't have mattered. It was all for charity anyway. So whatever we raised was a bonus. But everybody, people have hearts of gold in this area, or generally when it comes to this community that we have on the Toon Review. It is a big family community on here, and everyone's done their bit. Whether it be presenters, people in the background of the channel, working hard behind the scenes, and everybody, and you guys, the viewers. It was a massive effort from everybody, but you tend to get that sense of community when you've got something good going, and the channel is continuing to grow. More and more subscribers coming into the community. They see, people have made friends through this community. You know what I mean? So we just continue to do what we do, and hopefully you guys continue to enjoy it. Because that's the main thing. You guys enjoying it. Mike says, hopefully we will turn up tonight. Come on, the fantastic result for reaching 5K, Paul. Thank you. Nick says, I'm cautiously optimistic. Nico, sorry. Players need to be focused, and I hope Eddie is proactive with his subs this time around. Look, whatever the case, Callum Wilson might be back on the bench. That might give him an option for the last 10, 15 minutes just to hold the ball up a bit better. We know he's the type of player that will hold the ball up more than what Isak does. They're very different players in that respect. So he may have options on the bench, but he has to use them the right way. The midfield for me, if Joe Linton's missing, I think that's a very big call, because if he puts Willock in, he's been bang out of form, but he's against his former team. It's a different atmosphere. Will that generate something from Joe Willock? He's got Longstaff there. I've seen a few reporters saying that, he's got the big game experience to come in and do a job. He's had the semi-finals of Carabao, etc., Champions League. And then you've got Lewis Miley, who's also had that experience. So it's a very big call if Joe Linton's missing. But if Joe Linton plays, we've seen him in a leg brace after. I know it was precautionary, but there's a reason why he was put in that leg brace. Precautionary or not, there was a reason why. And you have to ask yourself, is Big Joe going to be fit enough? I don't think he's been fit for a few weeks now, because we haven't seen the best of him. And the way he plays the game, we need him really at full tilt. And I don't think, a 70% Joe Linton does not give us what we need. Will Billy Bob be on tonight? You bet your bottom dollar he will be. There's no way Billy Bob's missing the game. He not a chance in the world will Billy Bob be missing. Kev says the Arsenal fans already think they're through, just setting themselves up for a huge fall, and I can't wait to rub it in. Well, look, I can understand why they're confident, all right? I can understand why they think they might be able to overturn this, because they've just had a fantastic result against Manchester City. We have not been good at home for a few games now. But like I said before, this is completely different from the Premier League. This isn't going to be the same feeling as a Premier League. This is 90 minutes away from playing at Wembley for the second time in 3 years. And we have to push for that. We really do have to push for it. It's very, very different from the Premier League. Arsenal fans may be confident. We know that our lads on the day, if we play to our capabilities, Arsenal have lost twice to us already this season. So, where does that confidence come from the Arsenal fans that they can turn us over? Because we've done it to them twice this season. They don't like coming to St. James's Park. They hate it. So we need to be in their faces, absolutely from the off. No doubt about it. Peter says, feel like this could be our only way for European football, but hope we win. Just disappointed we didn't do much in the transfer window, but hope we have a great season and strong summer window. Well, look, the window's closed now. There's nothing that the club or we as fans can say about it. It's closed. It's gone. We now have to focus on what's left of the season. We have to be at it tonight. We have to get to Wembley. We've got an FA Cup game on Saturday as well. We could do well in the FA Cup if draws go our way. You know, there is routes into Europe, but let's just, you know, the season end is when you talk about all this and what we could have done and what we should have done and how it's affected us and things like that. Carlos says, will be great to hear all the Arsenal fans and Arteta's crying and excuses and blaming the whole world for losing tonight. GR says, listen to Talk Sport this morning. Taking boy to work, all they discussed was Arsenal. Absolutely no positive comments about Newcastle. Unreal. Yeah, well, it's not a surprise to me, GR. Absolutely not. They will be pushing the prerogative of wanting Arsenal to get through. Of course they do. TalkSport are in with this cartel, don't forget. You know, many broadcasting companies are in with the cartel, and TalkSport are without doubt one of them. Of course they won't want Newcastle to win tonight and get through. They just won't. It's not in their remit for Newcastle United to overturn Arsenal. Not in their remit at all. They will be praying that Arsenal get through to the final. But you know what? They'll be to laugh at as well. Spike says, get as many goals as possible and make it impossible for them. 80s Gamer says, I think we will lose 2-1 but still go through on goal difference. I mean, can you imagine how nervy that'll be, 80s Gamer? Jesus. Why is everyone worried we will score another 2 tonight? I believe we will step it up. Pedro, that's the confidence that we need, matey. That's the confidence. Peter says, have to stick to 4-3-3 and not a back five, and we need the stadium to be like the PSG game. Well, that's what some of the players have called for on social media and in interviews. They want the same kind of atmosphere that was there against PSG. But it's all right for us to do it. The players have to go and do it as well. Let's not forget. You know, we can give them the backing as we do in these huge games, to be fair. But they have to do it as well. They have to respond to that on the pitch. Kieran says, is the game showing on Sky Sports and ITV? I don't know if it's on ITV. I haven't checked. Somebody in the chat will know. Can you let us know if you do know where? I know it's on Sky, definitely. But I don't know if it's on ITV. I would assume it would be if the first leg was, but I'm sure somebody will know. Mike says, let's hear the fans sing their heart out tonight on the Cathedral on the Hill. Absolutely. It's just Sky Sports. So it's just on Sky tonight, guys. Unfortunately, I do apologize. What am I apologizing for? It's the TV companies. That's the weird thing, though, isn't it? The first leg being on TV and then not the second leg. I mean, it's bizarre. And I really feel for people that don't have Sky. They can't watch the game. Hey, but watch us instead. Listen to the commentary, yeah? Because I'm sure there'll be plenty watching us tonight and tuning in and really, really getting behind the lads. We will be. I don't know how me and Billy are going to react on the commentary, but hell, it's going to be so bloody nervy. Morning, lads and lasses. I'm going to the game tonight and never been so nervous for a game. Yeah, the nerves will be jangling. Nerves will be jangling. Arteta is going to blame our new potential stadium if he loses tonight. Players will definitely be up for it. There's no expectations of a final at stake. Come on, the Toon. Stephen says they have to score, but we don't, but we are very capable of scoring. Let's send Ty and AFTV home crying. Ty, my God. I mean, he'll be the takeaway if Arsenal don't get through tonight. I mean, you talk about Arteta making excuses for Arsenal losing. Listen to Ty at times. Even Robbie, bless him, he has to tell Ty to tone it down at times because he loses the plot. Completely loses the plot when Arsenal lose. ACDC with Brian Blaston. Yep, absolutely. I'm contemplating paying £125 for a tout ticket. I need to be in this atmosphere tonight. It's a lot of money, that, matey. Don't stress yourself. Look, if I was you, I'd rather hang on and try and get a ticket for Wembley. If we get to the final, that's the main goal. That's where I mean, look, it was a wonderful day out last time around. Unfortunately, the result didn't go our way, and the Man United fans were absolute cockwombles after the game. But you know what? They're not going to be there this time around. It's going to be either Liverpool or Tottenham. We have a good relationship, I think, with Liverpool fans. So it won't be as intense as it was against Manchester United. But football is football, and certainly when drinks are flowing, things go a little bit differently, don't they? Reese says, walking on the town moor, the stadium looks magical in the low sun. Yeah, that's what's so fantastic about the cathedral on the hill, isn't it? It really is. Mike says, yes, my dad will be watching from up above tonight, singing his heart out. There'll be a lot of Toon fans up there watching down, singing. Of course, Dave Harrison, bless him, the King of Northumberland, who helped me grow this channel so well. He'll be looking down with a few drinks and cheering the lads on as well, as will a lot of former Newcastle fans. Robert says, morning, Paul. It's going to be interesting at home tonight because I, a Newcastle fan, and my dad is an Arsenal fan. So it's going to be war here. My God. Ken says, had a dream last night. We go 2-0 up in 11 minutes, attacking the Gallagher end in the first half. Do dreams come true? Well, Ken, the way the toss has gone for Bruno at home this season, the likelihood is we will be attacking the Gallagher in the first half. So you just never know. That may well come true, my friend. It may well come true. Mason says, I love being part of the community. Thanks, mate. Paul had the Chronicle not been in touch. It's a massive achievement and windfall for the charities. Well done to all involved. No, we don't hear from anybody. We just get on it, Sorry, my thumb's bleeding. We just get on with it, mate. We really do. We just get on with it. We do what we do. And, us as a community, including yourselves, we know what we've done. We don't necessarily need it broadcasting out there. We've done a fantastic job, and every single one of you has been part of that. Clive says, I know there are certain players that want European football, so it gives them the incentive to stay. So prove it to the fans tonight and win. Stephen says, beer, pizza, and celebration of the Toon going to Wembley and a hangover in the morning. Yes, 2-0 the Toon. Ian Fleming says, hi, guys. Not happy. Had to cancel my bank card and report a fraud. Someone in America and London tried to buy things with it. Oh, my God. Do you know what? I can't believe that still happens in this day and age. It's crazy, isn't it? Absolutely crazy. James Jones sent in a super chat of $1.99. Thank you very much, James. Kept me entertained for 12 hours. It was fun. And James Jones has also become a new member of the channel. So welcome to the membership family, James. Thank you very much. Don't forget, memberships are available, guys. That's the join button just underneath myself. And of course, as James has proved, if you want to support the channel via super chat, which is the $ underneath the live chat. Michael says, Howe already knows how to beat Arsenal. He's done it twice already. I fancy a win tonight. John says, who would be your starting 11, Paul? Absolutely fantastic on reaching 5K. Well, to be honest, I think I'd go with Dubravka in goal. I've heard some people shout for Nick Pope to come back, and I don't know why. Dubravka hasn't, for me, Dubravka's done nothing wrong since he's been back. In fact, he's done really well. So I'd still go with Dubravka, left back Lewis Hall, Dan Burn, Sven Botman, and I'm pushing towards Trippier coming back in tonight. I really am. I'm pushing towards Trippier coming back in. But I just think that Tino needs a break, to be all honest. Midfield 3, obviously, if Joe Linton's fit, then it's the usual. It's Tonali, Bruno, and Joe Linton. If Joe Linton doesn't play, I want to see Lewis Miley in. A lot of people have said Willock, some said Longstaff, but I want to see Miley in. And the front three, of course, Murphy, Gordon, and Isak. That would be my team. And then I'd just start praying from the kickoff. Shamrock says, I've stopped listening to TalkSport. All they talk about is Spurs, Man United, and the other cartel clubs. You're not wrong there. You're not wrong there. Predator says, just came in late watching the beginning, but just want to say a massive congratulations to everyone at TTR and everyone that contributed to the charities and tuned in on Monday. Amazing community. Thank you, Pred. Much appreciated, buddy. lots of comments are flying in. Peter says we need everyone to have scarves, war flags and flags, banners, create a scary atmosphere for them. Wacky says, you've been working so hard editing and stuff that you made your finger bleed. Worked your finger to the bone. That's what it is. Do you know what it is? That is I've worked my fingers to the bone. Mason says, no to Pope. His distribution will cost us. Yeah. Pope has excellent shot-stopping skills, though. Yeah, but at the same time, Dubravka's done nothing wrong to be dropped. You know, he's held. Dubravka has been one of the reasons that we are in this position. If you remember the saves he made, you know, and the way he's played since Nick Pope's been injured, I think, you know, I know sentimentality has to come out of it. I'm talking about form here. I think his form has dictated that he starts. There's no reason why he should throw Dubravka under the bus tonight and put Nick Pope in. I think it'd be crazy. I do agree with you, though, Julie. I think it would be a shame that we haven't got, you know, Pope's shot-stopping skills and Dubs' distribution, an all-rounder. Do you think there is going to be a risk of Arsenal fans assaulting the home fans? Well, look, a couple of days ago, there was a message put out saying that the Arsenal fans or certain roads out of St James's Park will be closed tonight to home supporters. I think, and they just want to get the whole thing dealt with. They want the supporters to get home safely. Look, I find it nonsensical, to be honest. Anybody that fights with other fans over who you support as a football team, I think it's mental. Honestly, I don't care whether it's Sunderland or anybody else for that matter. I think, you know, if you come to blows with another fellow human being because you support a different football club, I think you're laughable. Honestly, where is your maturity? You know, it's crazy. And I know it goes on all over the world, but I will never understand why people come to punch-ups over supporting a football team. Yes, have your banter, have your songs against each other and stuff within reason, by the way. But going out and punching the shit out of somebody for supporting a football team, I think I can never get my head around that ever. I think I'd start Trips over Tino, says Geordie Wayne. Need his experience. That's why I said, to be honest, Wayne, I wanted Trippier to start because he's got the experience and his leadership skills. They just well might be needed tonight, you know, just to calm things down, settle things down, and just make sure that, you know, everybody else around him, they know the Trippier's there. You know, these are big game players, aren't they? And they've had the big game experience like Trippier has, you know, and certain other players within the team. So I really do. I just, yeah. Peter says, even though I haven't been his biggest advocate, I think Howe will play Willock and tell him to go out and make things right, prove people wrong, and change Willock's season. Hey, if Willock goes out and does that, then okay. Yeah. They're crying on TalkSport now. Oh, bloody hell. I tell you what, I'd love them to try and get it. I'd love TalkSport to get me on. I really would. Honestly, I'd love to get an email from them saying, would you be available to come on this show? Whoever show it might be. I would absolutely love it. Because I tell you something, I think you guys out there know this about me. I wouldn't hold back. You know, I wouldn't go on the radio and, you know, use bad language. Of course I wouldn't. But I would go on there and tell them exactly what I thought. Exactly what I thought about the bias, everything, and how belittling it is to Newcastle United to hear all this crap day in, day out about other clubs when we are in a semi-final. You know what I mean? And we're winning 2-0. I'm not going to ring them up, mate. Craig says you can ring them. I'm not going to ring them. I'm not going to waste my phone bills on TalkSport. They can ring me. So that's the way it would be. I'd love to go one-on-one with Jordan or someone like that. Or, to be honest, Agbon Lahore, O'Hara, you know, just to know. Let them know that we don't take any shit from them, and we know where their loyalties lie, so to speak. But yeah, it probably would never happen. Trips has been shocking every time he's come on lately. Yeah, but so's Willock, you know, and I think these kind of games can make or break. And you know, like somebody just said there, Willock could come on. Eddie Howe could put all his faith in Joe Willock and everything. You know, he goes out there and has an absolutely wonderful performance. And the same can be said about Trippier. I know Trippier's pace is gone, but you've got to think that Trippier has, a lot of what Trippier does now is up there, not in his legs. It's up there in his brain. His brain moves quicker than a lot of other players, and his positional play, etc. Do I think it's a risk? Absolutely, it's a risk. But at the same time, Livramento hasn't been playing very well. So, is it a risk leaving Tino in? I don't know. These are questions that the manager's paid the big money for. Bad day to stop smoking. Yeah, is it not? Len says if this was a league game and 2 goals at halftime, I think Alex is right. 5 at the back. Yep. James says, what's your view on Trippier being the captain instead of Bruno? No, I think Bruno, listen, I asked serious questions earlier on about Bruno's captaincy early at the start of the season. I honestly did, and people can go back and watch that. However, now Bruno has settled into that captaincy, and I think he is a captain. He's you see him on the pitch. He's very vocal. He's helping. But listen, whoever's got the captain's armband for a game like this doesn't matter. Doesn't matter in the slightest. If you've got leaders on the pitch, like a Bruno, like a Trippier, like a Tonali, like a Botman, like a Dan Burn, people who are going to be there for you and be real leaders on the pitch, you can have a team of 11. But I think we've got a lot of players within that team tonight who are leaders and who have had this huge impact and respect in the dressing room. And that's what it all boils down to. Yeah, listen, Newcastle Fans TV, they get all the, Lee and the lads, they get a lot of opportunities to go on. The likes of Sky and TalkSport. As we grow, maybe it'll happen. I don't know, but I'm not losing sleep over it. That's a certainty. Yes, I agree, Paul. We all support different teams, but win or lose or draw, we are happy to support our team, not to fight or cause trouble. Just enjoy the day out. For me, whatever happens, perfectly put, mate. I just don't understand. Hey, that's just the way it is, guys. It will always happen. It will always happen. Anyway, I don't know if you guys know, but we did agree a late transfer deal. Certainly nothing for the first team. Of course, young Turkish 18-year-old forward Baran Yildiz from, I have no idea where he's come from. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that, actually. He's joined Newcastle United. The deal is done. Now, listen, this kid's obviously got a big future, but he'll not be involved in the first team. I would have thought he'll... he could be an 18-year-old wonder kid. He could come into the first team and start smashing the back of the net every time he's on the pitch. That would be wonderful. I don't think it's going to happen, though. But listen, he's certainly one for the near future, not the far future. He's been sort of... people are mentioning he's similar to Arda Güler and doing a job like him. Listen, if he's as good as him, then we're on to a winner. It is from I think it's the Turkish second division, but it's that name, you know what I'm like for names. I'm not going to butcher that name. I'm telling you, I have no idea what club that is, but Jesus, it's crazy. But there you go, guys. That is the news from this morning. It wasn't any news, was it? It's more about discussing the game tonight and getting excited about the game, knowing the huge butterflies that everybody has in their stomach right now about the possibility of Newcastle being back at Wembley Stadium. Of course, it will be a fantastic night. Whether you're watching it on here in the or at the ground, it's going to be an incredible night. And the butterflies are already there. Lots of people feeling sick and just want the game started. That's the thing for me. With an 8 o'clock kickoff, knowing how big this game is, it's the wait that kills you. It's waiting. It's passing the time away. Sitting just watching the clock pass by as you're waiting for this game to start. It's a nightmare. But anyway, try and keep yourselves busy, guys. Like I say, we'll be back at 7:30 with Matchday Live, full build-up, and then play-by-play commentary of the full game from St James's Park. And hopefully afterwards, we are celebrating a place at Wembley in the Carabao Cup final. But try and keep your nerves under wraps, guys. If you have enjoyed today's show, please give it a thumbs up if you're watching it live or on a rerun. And of course, if you're new to the channel, we're less than 300 away now from 36,000 subscribers. Please do subscribe if you are new to the channel and like what you see. And of course, thank you to Mamaroo Records for their continued sponsorship of the channel. Based in Whitley Bay for all your music needs, your vinyl, CDs, music merch, sporting merch as well. Do a bit of that, and gift cards. If you can't get into the shop, check them out online. It is pinned right at the top of the description. Please give Steve your support, guys, for all your music needs, because he's a fantastic guy, and to sponsor this channel is he's proud to do it, and we're proud of him as well. So please give him your support. But anyway, I will love you and leave you guys, and see you back here at 7:30 for Matchday Live. Have a great day, folks. See you soon.
Come back and check out some green.